Let's bring in right now NBC News political director and editor for MSNBCs.com First Read. Of course, he is the legendary Chuck E.T. Chuck, weigh in.
Morning, Joe.
Morning.
I'm pretty fired up about the fact that when Miami plays Florida in this first Saturday in September, they're going to be beating a top 5 team. I love it. This is going to be great.
Mika's excited about that, too.
Is that the question on the table here? I couldn't.
That is the question.
Well, is there a bigger debate going on today?
Yeah. First of all, let's go down the list of things we've been talking about today. First of all, do you agree that this is calculated by the McCain campaign to talk about issues other than gas prices, the economy, the recession? This is exactly where they want to be.
Here's what the Obama campaign believes, and then I'll let others decide. They believe that McCain's strategy is to put Obama in a bear hug. I had one senior person say that every day they want to not let Obama physically be traveling all over the country, so that's why they want to have 10 town hall meetings all the time. And then on issues, they don't want him theoretically being able to control the message of the day like he did last week, where, you saw what happens to McCain when Obama gets to dictate the message of the day, and it was whether it was on Iraq, Afghanistan, international affairs in general. Here was his weak point, and yet he was able to control the message of the day, do it on his terms, and win the battle of ideas for that week. So you can argue that there's an attempt by the McCain campaign to say, fine, look, we're going to have a hard time maybe fighting our message versus their message war, so let's do everything we can to put him in a bear hug and at least force him to be on the defensive on terms that we might have something that we might be able to control in some way.
Is that why Rick Davis jumped on Obama's statements, a series of statements where he suggests that the McCain campaign was trying to scare people by saying he was black? Was that an overreaction to get us all talking about that yesterday?
Well, look, it's interesting. Look, the fact is, I don't think we would be having this conversation this morning had Rick Davis not sort of elevated the issue and did this. So that, look, the facts are the facts. We would not be having the conversation we're having this morning without Davis doing that. Now, look, there are a lot of Republicans that I talk to that are very frustrated. They feel like there's a double standard here, that Democrats, not Obama specifically, but that Democrats for years have gotten away with being able to play the race card when trying to fire up black voters to come to the polls, but that when Republicans look like they're doing it in some way, is that they feel like that there's a double standard. Fair or unfair, that's where this Republican strategic mindset is on this issue, which is why they get, I think, overly defensive in this case. And look, Steve Schmidt has said it in a bunch of interviews this morning, the senior advisor for McCain. He says, look, we watched the Democratic primary, and we saw how easily Bill Clinton was turned, that they were able to turn black voters against Bill Clinton. So there is this nervousness inside the McCain campaign, and they almost want to try to draw the lines now, draw the parameters, so that it isn't a part of the fall campaign. But I tell you, look, any day that we're discussing race is a bad day for Obama, period. I don't see how there's any political upside for Obama when race is the discussion. And I think there are a lot of voters out there that don't want to be told that their vote for or against Obama will only be viewed in racial terms, and if they are, some resentment will build.
Chuck, Kelly O'Donnell just emailed Mika with some information.
Well, I mean, this is the whole issue that we were talking about a little bit earlier about who they is when Barack Obama is talking about the tactics that are being used against him. Here's what she says. Obama had not specifically linked McCain to the scary tactics until the last day or two. Before, Obama had said they without naming McCain. It was just GOP types. The difference is the link to McCain directly. Was he linking these latest comments to the McCain campaign directly?
Look, I did not hear it that way.
I didn't hear it that way either.
What I heard was a typical deflection that I've heard Obama use a lot, that you hear Obama trying to deal with the elephant in the room, which is, hey, hello, white Missouri. He was speaking to Rolla, Missouri at the time. We know that I have to win some white vote. He doesn't say it that way, but he's almost saying, look, I'm going to deal with the elephant in the room. Yes, I'm not white. I don't look like other presidential candidates that have been here before. So I think in some ways it's an Obama attempt to deal with this issue in the room, and he's gotten advice from rural, strategists and rural folks that say, you know what, just say it. Just talk about it.
Yeah, but Chuck, hold on, Tiki.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing you are. He said it before.
Back in, I guess, in June, he says this.
This is the New York Times today, by the way.
It's a quote, and we've run this soundbite. We know what kind of campaign they are going to run. They're going to try and make you afraid of me. He's young, he's inexperienced, he's got a funny name, and did I mention he's black? I mean, who's he talking about?
It's got to be talking about McCain.
I mean, the Republicans
look, he's talking
in
about
general?
Look, they will argue that he's talking about not just McCain, but the noise machine against him.
But you know what?
The entire...
That's probably not fair. I mean, I would say
But you know what?
Yeah.
I think you will see McCain at some point, and somebody will say, hey, Democrats are trying to play the age card against me. I mean, look, I think these are going to be some distractions that we're going to see pop up. Race and age, race and age. We're going to see this distraction bubble up a couple more times. But I tell you, neither one of them benefits when this is the debate topic.
You don't think McCain benefits when this is the debate topic?
On race, I think McCain does benefit when this is the topic.
Because we're not talking about, those...
We're talking about Ohio voters, Michigan voters, Pennsylvania voters.
And also on every single issue, especially gas, which we were talking about before. If you're talking about gas, if you're debating about gas and the prices of gas, then, Barack Obama leads by 21 percentage points. So obviously they keep it away from there.
I love it.
Go
the
Miami.
Music started. You know what this means. When the music starts, it's like, get them off stage.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
Can you imagine?
Push them off the Academy Awards of morning television. Raise the music. Thanks a lot, Lick.
Yeah, take your Oscars and go. Yeah, it was all Lick. Thank you, Chucky T.